Now we're going to convert this speech bubble into dialogue using the correct punctuation. So in the speech bubble, we have the words, "It was the finest tale for miles around." And have a little think, who said those words? Yes, it was Mrs. Fox. Now, nothing in that speech bubble tells us that it was Mrs. Fox, but we know that from reading the book. Okay, now we're going to convert the speech bubble into dialogue. Before we start, we know that we will need to include speech marks, a capital letter at the start of the sentence, and we may need to include a comma, and we'll definitely need to use a full stop at the end of the sentence. Okay, so the first step is to take the sentence that was within the speech bubble and write it out again with no speech bubble. Now to start off, let's include the information about which character is saying these words. It was the finest tale for miles around, and we know that was Mrs. Fox. So let's include that information at the end of the sentence. Okay, now let's insert the speech marks. Where will we put the first set and where will we put the second set? Where does she start to speak, and what is the last word that is spoken? Okay, I've included the speech marks. It was the finest tale for miles around. Okay, now 2 seconds, boys and girls. I did not put the speech marks at the end of the sentence because said Mrs. Fox is just telling the reader who actually is speaking at that point in time. Okay, so around is the last word that Mrs. Fox said, so that is why the speech marks go there. Now the next thing that we need to ensure that we have is a capital letter. Well, we already have that, so we can tick that off the list. Now remember what I said before. If the last word that was spoken, usually we put what punctuation mark? That's right, I know it was a full stop in the speech bubble, but in written dialogue, in a play, book or film, it will be a comma. Okay, and the full stop, hopefully you're going to say, will go at the end of the sentence. Okay, so there we go. It was the finest tale for miles around, said Mrs. Fox.